Every empire believes its money is eternal. Every government promises that its currency is stable, solid, reliable, a rock in the midst of chaos. But history, relentless, always has the last laugh. From Rome to Lebanon, from France to America, the pattern repeats. People wake up one day and realize that the money they saved is no longer worth anything. Economies vanish, salaries shrink, dreams dissolve. And all of this happens under the same system that swore it would keep them safe. Monetary collapse is never an accident. It grows slowly, corroded by greed, by the illusion that value is permanent. The human error is believing that money is something solid, when in reality, it is made of the most volatile substance that exists, trust. And trust, like a sand castle, collapses when the tide changes. A bank is not a vault, it is a promise. And when the fire of crisis begins, promises are always the first to burn. Money is a language of faith, and all faith has limits. History is cruel but fair. It doesn't forgive the naive. It only rewards those who doubt. Every crisis leaves its marks. Devalued currencies, bankrupt banks, desperate governments. And in the middle of the chaos, there is always a small group that survives. Those who recognize the collapse before it had a name. They didn't believe in speeches, they believed in reality. The cycle is ancient and continues to repeat itself today. Collapse doesn't begin in the headlines. It begins in the grocery cart, when the price of rice goes up and the salary stays the same, when the government guarantees that inflation is under control, but families realize their money buys less every week. Ancient empires believed they dominated time. Rome believed its denarius would be eternal. Centuries later, Byzantium swore it had learned the lesson. It created the solidus, a pure gold coin that lasted nearly 1,000 years. But gold, just like power, also corrupts. A little copper here, a drop of silver there, and the empire, without realizing it, diluted its own foundation. When the shine no longer represented value, trust shattered. And when trust collapsed, the empire collapsed with it. The same logic repeats today. Only the names and technologies change. Governments print money without backing. Banks create digital wealth with a click, and everyone pretends to believe that this time will be different. But mathematics has no mercy. Diluted trust is evaporated value. In every era, the survivors were those who doubted first, those who held what the system could not counterfeit. Gold, land, food, real value. True wealth was never what the government allows you to have, but what it cannot take from you. Modern citizens believe in digital statements, in promises of stability made by those who profit from their trust. But when trust breaks, the bank doesn't call to warn you. It simply closes the door. The system doesn't protect you. It protects itself from you. The Black Death in the Middle Ages, hyperinflation in the 1980s, the 2008 crisis, the collapse of Lebanon. Each of these moments revealed the same pattern. When the system collapses, paper turns to dust, but those with real assets, knowledge, or autonomy remain standing. During the plague, half of Europe died, but those who survived saw the value of labor transformed. With fewer people, human time became gold. Chaos leveled the playing field, as it always does. During the modern pandemic, the world lived a silent version of the same dynamic. Governments printed trillions, claiming to save the economy, but the new money ended up in the hands of those who already had assets. The rich bought, the poor sold. Stocks soared, while families struggled to pay rent. The same medieval script, now with spreadsheets and algorithms. Crises don't create inequality. They only reveal what was already hidden. Those with reserves buy the desperation of others. Those who depend on a paycheck learn that stability is only silence between two storms. Florence, at the height of the Renaissance, believed it was invincible. Powerful banking families lent fortunes to kings until one of them simply refused to pay. And in a few days, the city that seemed eternal became a financial desert. Centuries later, the same story repeated with new names: Lehman Brothers, Silicon Valley Bank, digital currencies, broken promises. The packaging changes, the failure is the same. Every time the system enters crisis, the risk is privatized and the loss is socialized. Profits stay with a few, the cost falls on everyone. You feel it when your card limit drops without warning, when the banking app won't open, when your account is temporarily blocked for security reasons. These small shocks are the subtle warning of a system already trembling. In times of war, governments always turn to the same trick. Printing. Rome adulterated gold. France created the assignat. America launched the greenbacks. All ended the same way, in ruin. Today, the disguise is digital. Quantitative easing, stimulus, liquidity injection. New names for the same old lie, creating wealth from nothing. And every time, the people pay the price. Bread becomes expensive, rent doubles, fuel changes price 3 times a week. The middle class works more and lives worse. It is the silent revolution of the economy. No guillotines, only bills. Empires fall for the same reason: arrogance. Rome fell from excessive power, Byzantium from greed, France from idealistic illusion, and the modern world from comfort. We believe we are safe because the app shows a positive balance. But safety doesn't come from numbers. It comes from control. Wealth is autonomy, and autonomy is born not from comfort, but from clarity. The new gold is knowledge, the ability to generate value without depending on the system. It's not the balance that protects you. It's your capacity to create, produce, and survive. History is clear. When paper money dies, value flees to what cannot be printed. And the ones who survive are not those who trust the most, but those who depend the least. Collapse is not the end, it is the filter. It separates those who believe in promises from those who understand reality. Ruin always comes before rebirth, and when the system falls again, as it always does, only those who built value outside of it will remain standing. Wake up before history repeats its pattern. Because in the end, true value is what the system cannot take from you. If you like this content and want to understand more about what history hides, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and be part of those who choose to see before the next collapse begins.